bitches? What's up? Wake up. It's morning time. What's up, bitches? What's up? Wake up. It's morning time.
Good morning. Good morning. What is up, everybody? Happy Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. We're basically halfway through April. How are we doing today? How are we feeling? Dan, good morning. And Dylan, good morning. What's up, gentlemen? How are we doing today? The two of you are on my hit list, the must-haves, the two of the people that are always here and still haven't joined me on stage for a little chat, for a little get to know you, for a little how you doing, who are you, what's your parenting journey like, where have you been, where are you going, what have you done? You know what I'm saying? They're fun. Everybody who's been here enjoys them, and my DMs blow up daily with people wanting to come back, and I'm just like swatting people away. Like, no, I'm waiting for Dan and Dylan. Can't can't allow you to come back on until they have. I'm just playing. None of that has ever happened. Um, but yeah, guys, find some time anytime. I'll make something work for you, especially on a Monday or a Thursday. You know, could carve out some time in the middle of the day. You guys want to do a afternoon special? Let's do it. All right, Tuesday. How's everybody doing? Who's here? Who's listening? Talk to me. You know, I like to talk to people. I like to listen. I like to engage. I am a, I'm not a talker. I'm more of a listener and engager. Talking one way is really weird for me. But I'll go. I'll go. We'll go for a little jam session. Let me talk about my day yesterday, my little parenting journey of the day yesterday. Um, yesterday's show was a really good one. If you guys weren't live, listen to the replay. I went over 3 pages yesterday. Did like there was a good solid 15 minutes where I actually did the reading. We did the readings. We reviewed the readings of the weekend. Saturday and Sunday were bangers, so I wanted to bring them into the show. And then yesterday's was a good one as well. And today's follows suit. These are really good reminders. Pretty like duh kind of stuff. Like, yeah, duh. Like you should know that. But like it's good to have it on a page. So let's see. Yesterday was a long work day for me. I was actually getting to the point where I was um still on job sites as my team was wrapping up and leaving, which a lot of times I get a little bit of guff from my guys, like that I leave so early, um, and that they're still working. But then I just remind them that I'm here working before they're even awake. I like to just fire off some nice 3 a.m. emails just to let them know that stuff goes down all at all hours. Um, And so, yeah, I was kind of a little worried I was going to get home too late and not get to interact with my family. Good morning, David. Wake this couch up, David. Um, but I thankfully, got out. earlier than I was expecting as I was kind of running through the last runs of jobs, um, and was able to get home early enough to hang out and engage with the family. Unfortunately, when I got home, my little buddy Bentley was not feeling well, so he was asleep in the guest bedroom, and when he did finally wake up, maybe 30 minutes later, he was kind of having a little stomach ache. He was a little, and then he was sad because mom had left to go pick up Bailey from swim practice. But mom came back, and she took him up for a bath, and then he was kind of feeling a little better as bedtime rolled around. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's like really sick, but who knows? Who knows with kids these days? Um, yeah, Dylan's driving, so we give Dylan a pass. Dan's hanging out. Dan's saying hello. Dan's checking in. Dan's maybe at the gym, at work. Who knows what Dan's doing? But you're here, David. You're here. So how was your day? How's your day been going? How are your kids doing? What's going on in your life? Let me know. So that was that. And then Brooklyn. Oh, this is a perfect tie-in to, is it today's reading or was it yesterday's reading? Today's reading. Yeah. It's the hardest thing. Nothing hits like this. Brooklyn is the my my perfect example of, and I swear I'm trying to use this word correctly. I don't know. So someone correct me if you can. David, you're the only one here, but perfect Brooklyn is a perfect example of the juxtaposition of parenting. I think I'm using this word right. I don't know, but she can be she's my highest highs and she's my lowest lows. She is the most amazing, like beautiful, wonderful, like soul, like warm, loving, happy, um, creative. But then she reminds me so much of my origin family, the people that I dislike, the people that, you know, made my life frustrating. Like she just gets under your skin, like her voice. And it's funny, it's her voice, right? Her voice yesterday, as I'm walking up the stairs, I got home, I saw Bentley was sick. I talked to my wife, I unloaded my car, and then I get upstairs, like going towards Brooklyn's room, and I'm about to open the door and I hear her singing. And it was just beautiful. I sat there, I didn't make a noise, I didn't alert her to my presence, and I just sat there for, like, a good 2 minutes listening to her sing until she stopped. I recorded some of it for prosperity, um, and, I felt, like, my heart, like, just, like, I've emotional, like, it just the way that she sings and just me being able to witness that, because she shies up and she clams up if I would have opened the door or made it known or stomped a little louder or anything like that. Thankfully, I walk very softly, so I was able to thoroughly, like, be in that moment, stop myself, and enjoy that, and, I told my wife, and she's like, "Oh, yeah, I love it." She's like, "I hear it from downstairs, it's great." So we really enjoy that. So that's the one side. Her voice is beautiful. And then the other side is 30 minutes later, Bentley had kind of woken up, moved from the guest bed to the couch, was, fell back asleep, but was kind of like on and off, like whining and crying about his stomach hurting and his mom being gone. And Brooklyn comes downstairs and her voice hits like shrill notes, like these notes where she's um trying to be obnoxious, like, trying to bother her brother, and then, like, he's crying more, and then she does it more, and then he does it more, like, that kind of thing, and it's like, that whole that's the hardest thing, right? Like, that's what the book is titled, "Nothing hits like this." Your kids will take you to, like, the greatest moments of your life, and then the next second they'll frustrate the bejesus out of you, which was exactly what happened to me yesterday. I witnessed a beautiful moment in her singing, and then later down the stairs, I was like, "I need you to zip it. I need you to go back upstairs. You're bothering me. You're bothering your brother. Go away." and oh, sorry, got one here. Just getting home from the gym, jumping in the shower, and starting work afterwards. Good stuff, man. Thanks for checking in. Hope you had a good session at the gym, and gotta get yourself a good solid work day, man. Appreciate you. My daughter reads me like a book. I can read them. Some days you just stop and listen. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. Maybe that is it too. Maybe she knows, like, she knows her power, like that she can do that. Um, I think she's our feelings kid. So she's our empath. So I believe that she can feel the energy of the house. She can feel it change. Maybe she manipulates it to her own advantage or her own pleasure. I don't know. Yeah, definitely stealth around the house. Um, I coach how to primal scream. I like that word, empath. Yeah, I can't remember where I heard it from. I think this was a podcast. And I looked it up a little bit and it kind of like reminded me of Brooklyn. She's very different. She's definitely in her feelings a lot, very emotional. Um, especially towards people in her life. I think she gets impacted the most by the way that we act and we respond to her, whereas it just doesn't seem so much from the other kids or even from Amy and I. So it's a bit different. It's a bit challenging. So that's definitely one of the aspects of parenting. Going back to the reading that makes it the hardest job there is, the hardest job that we'll have. It's the one that we're never really prepared for. Every even after you've had one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one, if you're Bukes, the ninth one. And I think he's just having another one right now. That's why he hasn't checked in. Um, they're all different. They're, you know, no two are alike, just like no two people are alike. It's a whole nother relationship that you kind of almost have to like relearn how to navigate. What you can't do, can't say, how one thing affects them. One thing will affect one kid one way and the other kid completely different way. And you're just doing the same thing, or it seems that way. I study psychology, empathy, and epigenetics are not far apart. Brooklyn might be trying to communicate. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, she's always trying to communicate something. I think in certain moments, I think she's just trying to um I don't know, poke the situation, um, or just trying to garner attention. A lot of times is what it is. And unfortunately, that trying to get attention that way always gets negative attention. So for me, like I kind of go through this thing of like, okay, you're making a noise, you want attention. I'm not going to give you attention because the attention that I'm going to give you is most likely going to be negative because you're doing something I don't really want you to do. So I'm just going to let the first couple of this slide. Um, you know, then, after three or four, I'll say like, Brooklyn, you need to stop, like in as calm a voice as I can. And then if it keeps going, it gets a little bit more stern. It's just tough. That is Brooklyn's art side of her working out to express herself. Yep. Yeah. And, I think she gets a lot of it out through music now, which is great. She was doing art for a while, but she's kind of like let that settle a little bit. She does it here and there, but just not as much. Um, so I really like the music for her. I wish she would play a little more, like guitar, I mean, like learn and play. And then I really wish, which I think she does, but I don't know how much of it she's doing, but write, like write songs, if that's her express, if that's a way for her to express. Um, so yeah, that was kind of my day yesterday, tied in perfectly to the reading today. Weird, weird show. No one, just me and David talking right now, and then in 16 minutes, I've already covered the reading. Like, that's weird. But yeah, we can go into it more. I actually had a conversation yesterday with a friend of the show, Mr. Jason, and, we were kind of touching on this a little bit too, is just parenting, relationships, marriages, all that stuff. It's just tough. It's the and it where's the line in here at the bottom? There's one line in here where I was like, this one hits. Um, Nothing can get you quite like they do, because nothing matters to you quite like they do. This is the hardest thing you'll ever do. Know it, accept it, be grateful for it. So I really liked that. That really capped the page. As we know, often this happens in these readings. He caps the page with some bangers, and that one was something that really, hit for me, and has hit in a couple of conversations that I've had with some friends of mine going through, tough times. And it's like, the reason it's tough is because we care. Like, we go through plenty of challenging moments with people every day, but we don't care. But when it comes to our spouse and our kids, those same challenging moments, they matter so much more. And then even stuff that shouldn't be challenging matters so much more, because it's your person, it's your people, it's the most important people in your life. So fortunately and unfortunately, everything they do seems to count towards something. And if it didn't, like if it didn't register, then I feel like we would get into a status of, like when relationships go into like roommate status. I think Ryan used to talk about that often on the show. And I've certainly gone through that with my wife and with my kids, where it's almost more like we're roommates. We're not really like in each other's lives as much. I'm locked in at work, or I'm locked in at my self care, and I'm just kind of floating in and around the relationships. And so stuff doesn't bother me because I'm focused elsewhere. And that's, on one hand, that can be good because you're not bothered, you're not getting into fights or arguments or whatever. But on the other hand, you're not there. You're not present. You're not dug in. You're not, you know, challenging yourself or challenging each other. So that's what makes the hard stuff the good stuff. That's what the hard stuff, the difficult stuff, the challenges is what makes, you know, the good times, the success stories, all that kind of stuff that much better. Um, you know, it- the what was I saying? The good is what helps you, understand the bad. Like MP, here's a perfect example. Thank you for kind of giving me a little shift here. Perfect example is MP. You could just clip that right there, MP, and save that as a clip for your wife anytime you need something. It's just like the perfect example is MP. Dot dot dot. This dude comes down with shingles, and then he's not allowed to go to the gym, banned from the gym. Right? Doctor finally says, "You're clear, bud. Go to the gym." How amazing was the gym yesterday, MP? Just like, how great was that to get back? I mean, I bet it was amazing for you. Uh, In fact, I think you posted about it, if I'm not mistaken. I was on cloud nine, honestly. So that happened because you went down, right? You were kind of like riding high, having a good time, been in the gym months and months and months. Like you and your wife were crushing these what were you calling them? Booty camps or boot camps. And then you got like knocked down with the shingles and you were like, God dang it. I'm in so much pain. I hate this. This sucks. Why me? Like, dang it. I can't go to the gym. So you're down, right? You get cleared and then you just like instantly just like rock it up. You're like, this is cloud nine. I told my wife after I feel high. Yeah. And that's kind of like what we're getting at here. Parenting, you have these amazing highs when your kids do really cool stuff. And then they go into the grind of it, the thick of it. They're having, friend problems. They're not understanding like the new stuff. Like I remember when Bentley went into from addition to subtraction, right? It was like, okay, I just learned how to add. And now what's this? What is this? This is so confusing. Or when Brooklyn went to like division, math is my thing in the family, or whatever it is, a new sport or a new level of a sport. Um, they're just struggling. They're like, "Oh, I hate this. I don't want to do this." And then it's like all of a sudden they accomplish it. And it's like, dude, you can subtract in your head now? Like there's no fingers anymore. There's like none of that anymore. It's just like you're just done with it. It's amazing. Um, and that's how we get there. It's through the tough shit um that you know, cut your teeth, you grind it out, you put in the work, you struggle, you learn new ways to adapt, and then you come out the other end, with either success or having learned something. Maybe you just learn that you don't want to do that anymore. I've had plenty of those things where, um, struggled through something and just learned that wasn't for me, or doing it that way wasn't for me, but at least you got through it. Exactly. The daily whine, struggles, arguments, bad, if you will, are completely erased with the heartwarming moment. Yeah. Yep. Pretty much. And on both sides, the kids too. Like they completely forgot like how, much they struggled. And then like even what's funny is even with the older siblings, right? Like the girls will go over to Bentley and they'll try to teach him something. And they'll get a little short and impatient with him, or he'll get frustrated or whatever, and like we're reminding them like, hey, when you were his age you couldn't do that too. And they're like, what, really? No, come on, I've always known how to subtract. It's like, no, sorry, you didn't come out of the womb doing subtraction. It doesn't work that way. But you forget it, like you forget completely, how much that was a struggle for you. um or kids do, rather. There are moments in everybody's life that are crapola. Hmm. Yeah. Makes you stronger, right? Makes you stronger, makes you, you know, kind of reposition yourself, rethink what you're doing, adapt. Adaptability is a big one. Like, you know, I'm sure MP had to adapt to not being able to go to the gym. Hey, Tim, what's up, bud? Good morning. Good freaking morning, Tim. Yep, that's how you adapt and overcome those moments. Yeah. You just figure out something different. You'll do a little yard work, go down in the basement, work out. Um, for for my family, no, don't have a frame of reference. All I can think about is MP in the gym right now. But yeah, that's kind of, and oh, as parents, so same. We're talking about parenting. The hardest thing, the journey. This we adapt, right? You adapt your parenting strategies to your different children. You adapt your self care routine so that you have, a better level of energy, a better presence, a better mindset going into these challenges, and you can kind of sit there and talk to yourself and be like, yeah, I remember when, when Bentley struggled at subtraction, and this is just a new thing he's struggling at. Yeah, I remember last year when Brooklyn struggled with this friend group, and she was like very depressed, and now she has a new friend group, but she's going through struggles with them, or with her brother, and you just you learn from the your adaptive history. We each have X number of years that we've been doing these things. We've been through our own challenges in our childhood and 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s, and it seems like it's easy for us, like from the kids perspective, but that's been something that I've found helpful when explaining things to my kids, is trying to remind them and relate to them. Like, I had a hard time when I was your age. I had a hard time in my 20s. I had a hard time in my 30s. I'm still having a hard time in my 40s. I have it decently figured out right now, but nowhere near figured out. And there's v- very much most likely something around the corner that's going to challenge me. Um, I feel it coming. I don't know. I know well enough that the life is only like good, easy, and figured out for so long before something hits to challenge you. And in some regards, that's what we have to hold off boredom, or being in a rut, or being in a routine. Something comes. For me, it very well could be the fact that I'm running into a 18-year-old high school senior that, comes with some struggles. There's going to be a time when we're wanting her to do something, and she hits us with the, "I'm an adult now." Like, I've already had this conversation with my wife. I'm like, "This is going to happen." Like, there are challenging time we have challenging times with her right now. When she's 18, there's like this like magic that kids think all of a sudden happens when they're 18. But as parents, it's like that's not really the case. If you're not, like, you don't just become an adult when you're 18. But I can remember when I was 18, when I was transitioning from 17 to 18, thinking that same thing. Although it was different for me because I was actually in college when that happened. So I was already kind of on my own in another state. Um, where I met a very good buddy who likes to play video games. What's up, Chris? If you can hear me. Um, challenges are growth. Yeah. I mean, challenges are life. Growth is life. I'm definitely realizing that from a lot of the stuff that I'm going through right now. It might suck, but it is the growth in life. 61626 asked Blaze. It is in the podcast. Is it? Is it, David? Did you do a Blaze interview podcast? Which one? Does he have a whole nother podcast? I don't. Does Blaze and Ryan and Jason all have another podcast that I don't know about? Because I don't remember if Blaze did many VDAD interviews. So I'm wondering if it was something else. I will find the Gary V conversation. Hmm. Okay. All right. Got you. Got you. Got you. Got you. All right, dudes. We're here. This is the end of my time this morning. I got to get back to work. I hope you all have a good day or having a good morning. Enjoyed the conversation of me talking to myself. Um, feel free to growth is life. Yeah. Feel free to DM me, text me, hit me up if you have any want to further this conversation, or just come back tomorrow and chat me up in the chat. But for those of you driving, Dylan, you want to chat a little more? Just messing with you. I'm really trying to call you out this year. It's April. We got till the end of the year to get Dylan on screen, guys. We can make it happen. I think we should do a petition. I'll get all 13, well, minus Dylan. I'll get 12, all 12 of you. It's going to be a good day. Today's my short day at work, and things are flying and crushing. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I posted a whole bunch of stuff yesterday. I go through these moments where I just like post a bunch of shit. I take pictures every day, but sometimes I just don't like to post. So things are flying, inspections are happening, jobs are changing hands. It's rocking and rolling right now, and I'm feeling good in the place that I am. So going home early today, spend some time with my wife. Um, Hopefully Bentley is feeling better and goes to school, but if not, I'll be happy to get home early and have him there. So yeah, everybody have a great day. Enjoy the day, enjoy the Tuesday, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye, people.
Music. What's up, bitches? What's up? Wake up. It's